Welcome everybody to the long-awaited 0.33 update for BeamNG. In this video we're going to be going over the all-new Gavril MD truck, new body kits and configs for SBR and Pessima, huge remap changes to the beloved West Coast map. So grab your coffee, get a snack, and let's get straight into this. So welcome everybody, and today we're going to start with the Gavril MD series, a truck that very many people are excited about. So here I've already got a couple of configs and we're going to be going through them. But for right now, just look at these highlights, they're so good and I am so excited to get into these, so let's do it. So starting off, we have the base version right here, and let me tell you, the detail on these new trucks are incredible. Like, you can even see all the rust, the dirt, everything. And not only that though, but I mean just look at it, it's so big, it's so cool. Now imagine you have like a D series and a T series and they had a baby. You get the MD series. So it's essentially a D series body on a T series frame for the most part. And I think these cars are going to offer very big purposes in career mode for one, especially with all the transportation systems and units that we're going to be able to do. And two, these trucks are going to be absolutely amazing for hauling. Now, luckily, they didn't skimp on the engine, so it does look like we have the inline 6 from the T-Series. So this is an inline 6 turbo diesel. I do believe it's like 8.6 liters. And now, I don't know about you, but I think this thing looks so cool. Now, lots of people were excited about this due to the Durham mod that was out, which this is very similar to, by the way. So this is the base config. You don't get a lot. You get a frame. You can put an upfit box on that. It's really good. But then you move over here. Now look at this thing. So this thing is essentially the drift version. So you've got like a welded diff. You got the ratty color, and let me tell you, it gets down. So let's get into it real quick. So we'll be posting some clips here of this thing going sideways, and it works. It works really well. So this thing does have nitrous and a welded diff, and I think it's actually a surprise, honestly. I didn't expect the developers to push out something like this, like a drift truck. Now don't get me wrong, it's not going to be like a competitive drift truck by any means, but what it can do is absolutely amazing, as you probably saw in that video. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people are gonna be modding these vehicles and making them absolutely incredible, and I can't wait. I can't wait to see what people bring to the table with these things. So the next config we've got is the hauler. At least that's what I'm calling it. So it's just a standard version. You get a couple different turbos, and as you can see, the modification possibilities are pretty endless. So we got the side stacks right here, which I think look absolutely amazing, and they spew a ton of smoke too, which is a very good addition. At the back, we do have a new like frame, and this is a gooseneck frame too. So if you ever want to tow your cars, etc., you'll be able to hook up a trailer attachment to that, and it should be absolutely fine for towing. We've also got the towing mirrors, I noticed, which look really cool, and this little horn and stuff, I love it. The details that they've went through is ridiculous, it's so good. But now let's get into the more off-roady vehicles. So starting off with this thing, I'm pretty sure this is the first like off-road ambulance that we have, and I'm not sure how capable it is, but this looks like an absolute unit. If I were to need to get rescued by anybody, it would be by this, because it's pretty awesome, and I'm pretty sure you can access all the rear end, maybe? No? Okay. But this just has such a crazy presence, and it's a dually as well at the rear, so, I mean, you're not going to have any problems with grip, that's for damn sure. Then, last but not least, we have this thing. So this thing is very yeehaw. Basically, you think American, this American truck, this is what you get. Now, there are a few cool details. The front bull bar looks absolutely incredible. This thing is sky high though. Like, you're gonna struggle getting up there. and all the antennas and stuff. It looks so good. In the rear end here, as you can probably tell, you got a lot of the D series, so it is basically just a D series that has been placed on a bigger frame. So what I've been saying to a couple of people, and like I said in a live stream, I'm just surprised they didn't add it to the current D series as updated configs, because they haven't changed a lot other than engines. And not only that, but it would have given us the opportunity to use all of the other engines into this frame if we wanted to. But I'm sure something like that will come about and be updated. But right now I want to take this thing for a rip, so let's put it in 4-wheel drive, lock the diffs, and see what we can do with this thing, because it should be quite a beast. Now, one thing I am excited for is doing missions with this thing. For example, just doing some sort of like towing missions with this. This is going to have such a crazy road presence, and I'm really excited. Hopefully we can get some career overview with this thing going on and have a lot of fun. I wonder if we'll be able to climb this though. Let's see. Okay, maybe rocks isn't its strong suit. But that is not an issue. Let's see if we can get up this little dirt mountain up here. Oh my god, the tire flex is ridiculous. Oh yeah, no problem. Oh my god, this thing is a unit. Not an issue. Look at that. I'm genuinely surprised. I didn't think it would be able to do it that easily. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to the modding community to start working on this. I'm sure there's already mods out for it, like engine mods and all of that stuff, since it is essentially just a D series with a T series. Right, that's been the MD, and let's get straight into the SBR and Pessima. So here we have the SBRs in all their glory. Here we have the 3 new configs that came out with this latest update, and as you can see, there's a little bit to go through. So let's start off on the left side. So this is the street version. Now, as you can see already, this is a very low car. I do believe these are like the new lowest cars that you can get in the game that are base. Off rip, you can already see we have the new eyelids here, which I think actually give this car a bit more of an aggression. And then we got the new front bumper, which is like the main talking point. It looks awesome. On all 3 cars, they look so good. And then I do believe we have a little bit of a side skirt. I think that's new. And then on the rear end, we have a brand new rear bumper with center exhausts, which is absolutely amazing. And then we also have a new spoiler. Now this is very like Subaru-esque. I don't know why they went like Subaru-esque, but it's very big and it gives the car such an aggressive look, especially with like these pinstripes. I love it. Here we have the drift version, as you can tell by the ridiculous amount of angle. Now this car is actually really good drift car. So the last 2 updates, this one and the one before it, the 2 drift cars that they have added, they have been absolutely incredible. So if you do want to get into drifting, I would recommend this car. It's a bit low on power, but it works really well. But as you can see, it has the same front bumper, the same rear bumper as that one, and then we got a little bit of a lip spoiler. But the main thing I love about this is the new livery. So as you can see, it is quite an aggressive livery. Gives it a very unique look. And this Blastar name in chrome completes it. I love it so much. And now you can switch the colors up as well to like fit it to your taste if you don't like the blue too much. But I think it looks really good. And then last but not least, we have the race version. So this is just basically a base version. The only difference that it has is the wing, and it's got center exhausts on the standard bumper. But this new livery too, it does go very well. Now I would recommend changing the color a little bit because the standard color isn't the best. But I am a huge fan of how these things look. I can't wait to build some of these in career mode. Now, moving swiftly along to the Pessimas, we're going to start off on the left side, and oh my god, I absolutely love the aesthetics that these cars have now got. It's incredible. So starting off, you got the custom hood, now in carbon fiber. Nice bit of venting, get a bit more airflow going through that. Then if you go down here, again, you see the eyelids. It's kind of like a trend, it seems like, with these updates. They're just giving us the eyelids to give it like the aggressive look. And then we have the bumper. Now, this car, to me, now kind of looks like an Evo 5. Now, we did have a viewer in the live stream that mentioned that this kind of just looks like a Mitsubishi Evo from Temu. And now I can't unsee it. But regardless, I think it looks incredible. So naturally, we have the wider fenders, both on front and rear. We have a new carbon skirt, which is awesome. And then we also have the window banner, which I really like. I think all cars need that. Then on the rear end, we do have a new rear bumper. But the most important thing I find that is completely new, I haven't seen it before in another car, is the carbon trunk. Now, that's really, really cool. And I think it kind of completes the Pessimas. Now, naturally, they do need a rework, I think, especially the newer one. But with this kit and the width that these cars have, I think they go really well. On the right side, though, we do have the more standard version. I guess you could call it the street version. So it does have the same bumper. It just doesn't have the lip. And it doesn't have the grille either. But it does have the carbon hood, obviously. Now, this is the unwidened version. So I think it looks a bit plasticky kind of thing. I feel like it gives off like a cheap tuner car. But regardless, it looks pretty cool. And then if you come back here, you can see the brand new spoiler that they added. So this is the custom spoiler. It's kind of very reminiscent of the 200BX spoiler that we can get for the drift car. But yeah, that is the SBR and Pessima update. Very, very small update, but I think it adds quite a lot of character to both cars. But yeah, overall, I'm a pretty big fan of these two new updates. And moving swiftly along, let's talk about the stage 3 of the T-Series remaster. So here we have the third and final iteration of the T-Series remaster. Now I'm going to make this one quick because I don't really know a whole lot about the T-Series, unfortunately. But all I do know is that they look absolutely incredible right now. So let's get straight into it with the first one. As you can see here, it's now got a twin axle at the front, which is absolutely insane. It looks so good. And I also do believe that they all have new tire options now for all of the wheels, which is pretty cool considering we only had one set of tires basically for the same wheel. So we have more options with that now. Now this specific one seems to be a bit of a hauler for like materials and whatnot, and the front bull bar looks absolutely insane. Look how thick it is. Like, why would you even need that on a T-Series? But yeah, that's one of the new updates, and yeah, it looks super cool. Now moving over here, it's kind of a bit of the opposite. So now instead of having it at the front, we have a free axle rear end, which looks pretty cool. Now I do believe that there was mods that facilitated this before, so it's kind of nice to see it be brought in to the base game without having to mod it. But this thing is absolutely massive. Look at it. It's ridiculous how big it is. We'll be able to hold literally anything, I feel like, with this thing now. I mean, imagine your tire repair bill. That's what? 2, 4, 6, 12. 12 tires, 14 tires you'd have to replace. Ridiculous. And now here, which is one of the more interesting ones for me personally, is this is the new drag config. Now, you may be able to hear something a little bit different, and that is because these now have a V8 turbo diesel engine. V8 turbo diesel engine. Now this thing is quick, and I want to show you really quick what kind of power this thing has. Already we are spinning all of the wheels, and that's not even the best bit. Let me take you to a straightaway on the bridge, and I'll show you what this thing can do. So we're coming up to the bridge now, and let me just floor it real quick for you guys in 5th gear. Now bear in mind, this is a semi-truck. we are 120, 130, 140, 150, and then we run out of gearing. This could easily be a 200-mile-an-hour truck. Now I am gonna reset that because that was a lot of noise. But I never thought we'd get a truck like this without the rocket boosters. It is one of the fastest accelerating trucks I've ever seen. Even modded, we can't get them that quick sometimes. But yeah, that pretty much wraps us up for the content-based updates. Now let's get into more of the map changes. So next up is going to be the map changes. Now I'm going to keep this brief because there isn't a lot and they haven't added anything new specifically. But I will show you that they have changed the diner. You may have been able to see that in the intro. So now you can no longer access that road through the back side of the diner. And it is more of like a drive-through-esque thing now with a little car park up in the front. Not so tight. It does help the drift mission that you do around here. But yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. Maybe we can hold some like car meets here or something. Next up we have the refinery. So again, they haven't done a lot to this other than add a new car park, which is actually kind of good because this area was a little bit bland. And then they've also changed the refinery building over here. Now, I didn't see much point in this change personally, but it gives you a little bit more of a wider approach over on this side. But yeah, that's another update they did here. And then last of the refinery updates, they have adjusted the pier a little bit. So again, I guess it's just to make it look less bland. But they have added like a refueling station type thing here. And they have shifted the building that was on the corner to the center now. Well, I guess it gives you a little bit more of like a turnaround area and maybe like a refueling depot. Kind of cool. I actually don't mind this one. This one's actually it kind of makes sense. It adds to the lore. And now finally we have the new logistics area. And this is probably the biggest update that we have in regards to area. Because now, instead of it just being the little bit where you put the trucks in, you actually have a whole logistics and distribution center. And a ton of room here just to do whatever you want. And then if you come down here, you also have all of these containers. And all of this space now with a bit of an access road up there to the track. But imagine the possibilities here for like drifting events and whatnot. I think this is probably the best like map update area that they've done in this update specifically. It just adds so much more possibilities. But with that, I am going to give you my final thoughts on what I think of this entire update. So, I personally think that the update is absolutely content-filled. Now, I will say that the SBR and the Pessima could have maybe had a little bit more done to them instead of just body kits. But they do add a little bit of character and class to the car and make it less boring than it was compared to before. So I think that is a massive plus. And this truck, I see a lot of potential with it. I am a big fan of how it works and its intent and purpose, especially now that it has the T-Series engine. And then all the map updates. I think they've actually created a lot more lore and possibilities for a whole slew of different things. Now, I will say there has been a ton more updates that I have not mentioned in this video. This is more of a content video. In the next video, which is likely going to be a career mode video just to like test it out, I'm going to show you a whole new slew of updates that they've done with AI, a few modifications they've done with sound, and then we're going to go through the whole new career UI and the brand new missions that they have offered. So, hopefully you've enjoyed. Hopefully it wasn't too boring of an update for you, and hopefully you're enjoying it. So for now, that's been me. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you want to. Dislike if you didn't like the video. And I will see you in the next video. That's a lot of videos. Peace.